Previously on Mighty Car Mods, we went to Japan to pick up a Nissan S30 that we bought off the internet, but we soon realised, due to Australian asbestos laws, that we could bring in the car, but we were not going to be able to bring in the engine, gearbox or brakes, so we're converting it to run an RB26 from a Nissan Skyline GTR. We've cleaned out the engine bay and started upgrading some of the items like this brake booster from a Toyota Hilux. We've also repositioned the oil dipstick, moved the gearbox mounts and started fabricating the engine mounts. The engine got a service and we've modified the sump from a Nissan Patrol 4-wheel drive to fit our new oil setup on our RB engine, and today the build continues. Our Nissan Patrol sump has been cut and welded and substantially modified to cater for a custom oil pickup, and now after a coat of paint, it's ready to attach to the engine.
First of all, if this was an RB25 or RB20 or anything but an RB26, this would not have been anywhere near as difficult because all we would have had to have done is shorten this. So this used to be about that high. We've cut a sort of 25mm section out of it, popped it back down and welded it back on. No problem at all. If this block was RB25 or not RB26, it would have had the pickup here. It's a bit hard to see there, but you can see there's the pickup and there's the other pickup. That's two-wheel drive. So they basically drill it through a different main journal for the two-wheel drive stuff. And the pickup that we had would have just bolted straight on and just fitted, no problem at all. But because it's RB26, it's in a different spot, so we've had to make this elaborate relief FG Falcon style channel in it, which we just fashioned out of spare parts from the wreckers, out of fuel filler necks and things like that.
Camry fuel filler necks in there. And then
some sheet metal.
The pickup extension is from an Astra. So we just raided parts bins to make it work, get us by.
So as long as oil stays in.
We have leak tested this before we painted it as well with water, and it didn't leak, but surprisingly.
We're very close to the actual pan rail here. You can see that there's double drilled. The outside holes are for the 4-wheel drive, and the inside holes are 2-wheel drive. But because that pickup's there, it's very, very close to it, so we'll have to get creative with some sealant there.
RD, Diesel, Camry, Holden, Astra, Nissan.
Sorted.
Yep. There's 3 different cars in that pickup.
That's awesome. And that's probably the fastest that bit of Camry's ever going to go.
First, we have to clean the mating surfaces with some solvent so our sealant will work properly. We've been to the bolt shop and got our hands on hex-headed bolts and washers that we'll use to hold the sump on, once the grey goo has been applied.
Here's a mad tip from Turbo Yoda. He slipped a spanner over the end of this hex key so we can use both hands to get it nice and tight. Yes, the man's a genius. With the sump now on, we can flip the engine over and then get it up on the engine crane so that we can install a brand new clutch.
We're going to install a new rear main seal. This is way easier to do with the engine out of the car and the gearbox removed. It prevents oil from leaking out the back of the engine and onto your clutch system, which can make it slip, and that's not mad.
So our clutch has arrived, which is pretty exciting because it means that we can marry it to the engine.
The engine and gearbox can mate.
And then they can go in the vehicle. Oh, that was weird. So, what do we know about this so far? This is not some crazy twin plate silly race thing. That's not silly, but we want a car that's nice to drive.
Yeah.
This is a street clutch.
Yep.
that should be particularly favourable on the foot, but also be able to handle some good power.
Yeah, I mean, we're not making a 1,000 horsepower Skyline because there's lots of them. And they need pretty wild, like twin plate things to hold all that power. This is like a heavy duty, street based thing, but it'll still take a little bit of abuse. Clutch covers there, it's got a pretty aggressive pattern on that as well, which is pretty cool. And that just goes between our engine and our gearbox. Clutch fork in, bit of lube on the thing, clutch locating tool, which should be in there. And then we can do some clutch dumps, because that works well, doesn't it?
It does. We can put it in.
Yeah, now.
And then that can go in the car.
Yep, and it goes in the car forever. Yeah, I know. It's pretty good,
Very
eh?
exciting. Yeah, let's do it.
We've had the Flywheel from the RB26 machined so it's flat and tasty, and with the bell housing plate in place, we can now offer it up to the engine. The Flywheel has a locating dowel so it always goes on in the right position. Next, we're cleaning up some flywheel bolts, screwing them in and torquing them up to the correct specification with a torque wrench. The clutch cover and flywheel are then cleaned with a solvent, and a clutch locating tool is used to hold the actual disc in place while the pressure plate is bolted down onto the flywheel.
With the clutch successfully installed and the engine serviced, now we can mate the R34 GTT gearbox to the GTR engine. With everything attached, there's no more test fitting. The engine and gearbox can now be lowered into the 240Z for the final time. The RB is in. It lined up perfectly, which I think is full testament to the work of the young Yoda back there and Benjamin, because all of these mounts just lined up perfectly. Having some angle on this was a game changer. And now, are we underneath? Is the gearbox? It's done. Yep. It's in there, people. That's amazing.
Are you excited yet?
Yeah. It's going to be incredible, man. I can't wait to race this versus the Mini, even though this will win, but I just think that'll be an awesome battle versus your Mira.
I was waiting until the engine went in to give you this.
Yes, to give me what?
A present that I've been hiding over here.
A present?
Yeah.
What have you got, Martin?
This is what makes time travel possible.
What is it? Is that a big turbo?
No, but it goes donk.
The tension, Martin.
This is what's going to make your car fast.
Oh, it's octopus.
Turbo manifold, my friend.
Look at that.
Which side does it go on? Does it go on this side?
Yes.
Oh, look, it doesn't fit.
2J1.
Yes. Look at that.
Dude, that's awesome.
It may actually only just fit.
Should we take all this off and see if it does fit?
Yeah, probably.
With our exhaust manifold successfully test fit, now we can replace all of the spark plugs and upgrade our coils. So we're going to be running R35 GTR coils on our, I don't even know what this car is called now that it has this engine, but this here is a little billet adapter that's going to let us run those coils on our RB26, which is pretty freaking awesome. We got like bits of R34 on this car, we got bits of R33, we've got some Camry. We've got some, what was the other thing, Marty?
Astra.
Some Holden Astra. It's a multicultural extravaganza of automotive astonishment.
By using a programmable ECU, it allows us to mix and match injectors, coils and trigger components to suit the car and the budget. Using later model factory parts can be a cheaper way to upgrade, especially if those parts have been proven to work at big power levels.
With the new spark plugs and R35 coils installed, we can start running the wiring. We didn't get a loom with this engine, so we're pretty much going from scratch. Meanwhile, Mechanical Stig is getting our clutch sorted out and we're installing a new thermostat. It's a real team effort as we make heaps of progress, but sometimes with a build like this, it can really slow down if you get parts that don't fit. Unfortunately, our radiator's too big and we don't want to trim the car, so we've cut down the radiator, then re-welded it and sealed it. We're attaching it using some brackets from a Toyota 86.
While Al and Dave work on merging the factory wiring with the Haltech loom, Benny is getting to work making up new brake lines that will work with our new booster and master cylinder using new metal tubing and a flaring tool. Meanwhile, my job is to get our Subaru BRZ accelerator pedal to fit the old Nissan. I'm cutting up sheet metal which I'll fold and weld into a box so it's strong and adapts to the factory pedal mount, as well as picking up some other mounting points so it doesn't flex when smashed to the floor.
We've just had this box arrive and it's a bit of a magical mystery tour because we don't know what's in it, but what we do know is that it's from Import Monster, it's from Matsusaka, and it's non-asbestos.
Which is also where our car was from.
No asbestos, they've said that twice, just to make sure it's really clear.
So we believe it.
So now, Martin, we can have a look and see what kind of fancy shemingis are going on.
Oh, always cut towards yourself.
Except not.
Except you shouldn't.
What have we got in here, Martin?
Newspaper. What's it say? I'm going to read you the paper from the day.
All right. We've got some stickers. The Alps Clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
Look who it is.
Who is it?
The two presidents.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's President of Japan or the Prime Minister, I'm not sure which, and that's the President of America.
Look what we've got here, Martin. We've got asbestos-free street sport pads.
Oh, cool. Project Moves. They're good, aren't they? Aren't they good?
Look at that. That's cool.
Pamoose. We got Pamoose.
That's right.
Asbestos-free brake shoe. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, this is because all our original brake stuff had to get pulled out, eh?
Yeah.
Even though we were pretty sure it was new and didn't have asbestos, but you have to prove it.
That's right. That can be expensive and time-consuming,
Yeah.
as we kind of explained. But that's asbestos-free.
That's great.
That's pretty cool.
What do you think about a rear disc on this one day?
Yes.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Not today. Too much other stuff to do.
Yeah, when all that's done. I think we might actually need to do that to get it engineered
Oh, okay.
properly. Is that what you were saying? Is that just a nod is enough? Do we have... Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense because
Good.
the car the engine came out of had four-wheel discs. But you can get disc setups for them. But let's make it move first.
Yeah. I am on my way to go and pick up the turbocharger. Now we're picking that up from Garrett. We're not doing a massive turbocharger that's designed for making huge numbers on a dyno or slaying the internet. We're simply trying to make a car that drives really well on the street, but also can make some good solid power down low without boost kicking in only at like 5,000 or 6,000 RPM or something ridiculous like that. I'm about to pull onto Punch Bowl Road. Shout out to Bankstown, people. So I'm on my way to Garrett. I'm going to pick up this turbocharger. Once I've got that, I've got to grab some other bits and pieces, and then it's back to MCM HQ to continue the build. So I've made my way to Chipping Norton, and this is Honeywell Garrett, the home of turbos and things that's going to make our 240 go fast. And looks like this might be something here for me. G'day, mate. How you going?
Good, yourself?
Thank you very much. Is this one for us?
It's ready to go for you.
That's amazing. Look at that. See you, mate.
See ya.
Thank you very much. We'll keep you posted. Thank you. Well, that was amazing. Thank you very much, Honeywell Garrett, for our turbocharger. It's going to bring a lot of burnouts. No, well, yeah, it will, let's be honest. There it is. Awesome. Back into the RS. I probably should have picked up a bigger turbo. Probably should have picked up a bigger turbocharger for this while I was here. Let's do this. Gee, commercial radio is rubbish. Get out. Get off my speakers. All right, so we have got the turbocharger now in the back seat, which is awesome. and now I was going to go and pick up some fuel components, but they're not available yet, so I'm heading back to the shed. Because we've already got the manifold, that means we can start mounting this up, see where it's all positioned. Then GFB have sent us over some turbo bits and pieces. So we're getting to that very, very exciting part of the build where you can actually imagine that the car is going to work in the very near future, which is just super exciting. And I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I've wanted to get a GTR probably like the rest of the world for a long time. And I actually bid on a 34 GTR about a year ago, and the price of them had just gone through the roof. There was a time where 30 grand, 40 grand, you could actually get yourself one. They're now like over $100,000. It is so much money. So in a way, this is kind of it's kind of a way that I can get some of that kind of GTR power and mods and stuff like that, but in a shell that isn't costing the same amount as a house. So it's pretty damn exciting, and I'm going to head back to the shed now and we can start getting this all assembled up.
Nice!
Oh, hello.
Mint.
Nice.
So boy,
Look how happy he is, new one. Gen 2.
sick. Open it up, open it up, open it up.
Yeah, let's have a look. This is like an exciting Christmas, isn't it? There's a housing, and now Yoda, you can de-Yoda the Yoda box. Oh. You got a broken finger, don't you? Motorbikes do that. So if you're riding a motorbike and you break a finger, that's a good result. That means you're not dead. So, do we know that this is going to fit our manifold yet?
Yeah, that'll fit.
So that's a T4 flange, is that correct?
So we've got a T4 divided manifold, which means it's got a bridge in the middle of it, but that going into an open collector is fine. So that'll fit, no problem at all. And we just got to assemble that onto that.
Happy days. So would you say this is a mid-size turbo? Like this is not a small turbo like TD04 style.
No.
But it's not a big turbo like 1,000 horsepower Supra action.
It's like 600 horsepower.
The next step is to test fit the manifold and turbocharger. We're using a second generation Garrett GTX 3576R ball bearing turbo, which features a forged, fully machined billet aluminium compressor wheel and is designed for high horsepower applications. We'll be running it with an external GFB wastegate, and just look at that smile. And he's not the only one smiling right now. This looks freaking awesome. GFB have sent us over a bunch of fast turbo bits for the car, including an external wastegate, hybrid blow-off valve, and a fuel pressure regulator. We're running a GFB EX50 external wastegate that was developed by our mate Brett right here in Sydney, Australia. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win the heart of Turbo Yoda. Oh, he loves it. Unlike the integrated wastegates on factory turbo setups, an external wastegate can handle big boost. It gives you more exhaust routing options and can offer increased efficiency in terms of packaging. The other consideration is that a lot of larger aftermarket turbo upgrades, like our one, don't actually have internal wastegates, so an external gate is required.
Our turbo manifold has a port designed to fit a wastegate. We're welding on a V-band fitting so we can clamp the gate down onto it. The exhaust routed via the gate will then return back to the dump pipe, which we're making out of 3-inch stainless steel. Our exhaust manifold sits close to the strut tower, so we have to constantly check and recheck the clearance while installing our wastegate and positioning our dump pipe. The rear of the turbo is also V-band, which is neat and easy to get on and off. So we're welding a V-band fitting onto the front of the dump pipe to then send the exhaust gases out and under the car. To merge the wastegate outlet back into the dump, we're using 2-inch stainless steel and cutting it to fit the dump with a flex joint in between to handle the expansion of the metal as it gets hot from doing skids.
This is next level for me because very, very, very nice car.
Yes.
Like, let's be honest, the cars that I've worked on myself are not that nice.
Yes. We can all agree on that.
Yeah,
That's not a secret.
But they are now because they're modified.
Yes.
And yeah, so doing this, but like you don't get to go again. Oh, whoops, we broke the engine bay, let's get another one.
Exactly, and one of the considerations when we were doing this, unlike when we were working on the Mini, because it was a JDM Mini and I was just like, let's just go all out, it's always going to have a Honda engine in it, that's just the way I want it, the way it's going to be. There was a little bit of cutting, there was a lot of cutting, we cut a lot out of it. But this here, the way that we've been attempting to do this is so that it's completely reversible, so one day if we do go to Japan and we pick up our L20, we can pull it all apart, bring back the pieces separately, get fined $10,000 or $20,000 when they find some asbestos in it, and then rebuild it and do something. And essentially, the car could be pretty much put back to original without there being major things missing.
So the only thing we've actually touched really is the gearbox mount, which you just remade.
Which have been moved, and that's fine. So where we're at now is the engine obviously fits, the turbo's on there, that's all very exciting.
No intake.
No intake. The radiator's kind of been put in position, but there's no plumbing for that yet. Front mount, we don't even have a front mount yet, do we?
No, I think you need to go get it.
Yes, I do. And so, got to get front mount, got to get plumbing and pipes and stuff. I understand Dave from Haltech's going to be down again later to continue on with the wiring.
And we have to do the fuel pump because this car was a carby car, low pressure fuel system. There's no way to put a high pressure pump like just dropping it in like we have with so many other cars. So we've actually got to take the tank out, drill a big hole in it, put a hanger in it. Like, luckily,
what's it called? A Phantom of the Opera or something?
I don't know, but Turbocharger's done it before, so he's going to help me, or I'm going to help him. I don't know yet.
Yes.
And we're going to stick a fuel.
We'll
pump
help
in.
each other.
And then we'll have to run fuel lines and do some other fiddly stuff. It's going to be good.
The good thing about that is this car is meant to be, and I say meant to be because when you're working on a car, it's good to have at least some idea of what you're doing. Otherwise, it turns out like this. And so as such, the idea of this was actually a car that you could take out on a Tinder date on a Friday night or something, if that was your thing. Or,
there's a lot of people swiping the screen right now in this car.
Yes, true, funny, yes. But the point is, like, a car that you can like take out for like a Sunday drive, basically. It's not meant to be like a track weapon. It could be. You could just make it crazy and do roll cage and all sorts of things. But what's this got to do with the fuel pump? The point is, if you want to make a race car, you get little red switches everywhere. You put a roll cage in, you turn the key and it goes, and the fuel pump's just running all the time. This is meant to be like a quiet, nice, mad car.
You don't want someone
until it's loud and angry.
You don't want someone asking, "What's that noise?" If "What's that noise" comes out of the mouth of your Tinder person, then you failed.
Yes.
Unless it's that "What's that whoosh noise" and then you're winning.
What's the whoosh? The pants coming off?
No, dude, this.
Oh, the turbo noises. Sorry, okay. Next time on Mighty Car Mods, the 240Z build continues and we get a special package from Japan.